Welcome to Meet the Authors. I'm your host, Philip Levin, and we're here at the Orlando, Florida Writers Conference, where there are over 500 different authors who've come from all different genres and come to present their books and meet with the other authors and learn about editing and about producing and all sorts of wonderful things. And today, I'm proud to have Nancy Quatrano. Hi, Nancy. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
And Nancy is a mystery writer. Tell us about what you do.
I started reading mystery as a kid, but my love now is to write it. So I have two different series. One I write solo as NL Quatrano, and that's the Point and Shoot series.
Okay, Point and Shoot series.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
My protagonist is a PI, but she's also a professional photographer.
Okay, I like that.
She points her camera and she can point her gun if she needs to. So.
Oh, that's so good. I like that little combination. And how many are in that series?
There's 5 scheduled for the series. There are currently 2 out on the market, and in December, Gone in a Flash will be out.
Let's hold the picture up.
Yeah.
Gone in a Flash.
Gone in a Flash.
So there we go.
The first one is Murder in Black and White, and the second one is Still Shot. So
Black and White, so they'll have the
photography theme in the title.
I like that. That's really nice, and photography and that. That's great. So when did they start? When was the first one out?
First one came out by WC Publishing in 2015.
Okay, 3 years ago.
Still Shot came out in 2017. And Gone was scheduled for this year, but I didn't get it written.
So. It has to be like every odd year.
Yeah, well, I was blessed. Probably one of my best friends in the world is up in New Jersey still. And she and I have been collaborating on short mystery fiction for probably close to 20 years. And we decided to stick our toe in the water for full-length fiction. And our first book in the series that we're doing for inspirational Southern Mysteries has won some major awards this year, so we're excited about that. And that's Merciful Blessings is the name of that.
Merciful Blessings.
Yeah.
And it's by you, Quatrano, and
Daria Ludis, D.K. Ludis. And they bought the second book. That publisher is in Georgia, Two Stone Lions Press.
Okay.
And they bought the second book. So we're working on that as well. So I'm kind of writing two at the same time.
And what do you find that your publisher does for you? We hear a lot of people from self-publishing world or even in professional publishing world that says, yeah, it's great to have a publisher, but they're not helping me like I would think. What do you like?
Well, I've been around the business since about 1994.
That's a long time.
Yeah. I worked a full-time day job, had kids, whole family, the whole 9 yards. And but it was in New Jersey, which has got a very nice proximity to New York City.
Yes, of course.
Which is sort of the hub of the publishing industry. Right. So on about once a month when we had our big writers meeting, the editors and agents would come down and have lunch with us just to talk. So I learned a lot about the industry back then.
Yeah, sure.
Which was powerful because you understand that when they don't buy a book, they don't buy it because it's not ready. Not because they hate you. Which is nice to learn early in your career.
Sure.
So, publishers then were able to do a lot more for authors than they are now.
Yeah.
So what my publisher's a smaller publisher, but Kelly, who's the purchasing editor, has done a lot. They have a NetGalley relationship, so they way ahead of time they worked on reviews for Merciful Blessings.
And that's so important, those reviews out. I'm a self-published author, and I really have a hard time getting reviews before I put out the books.
It is difficult, and I think before or after. I mean, either way, you have to work at that a lot. And also, they put up the money to put the book into various competitions, which gets you additional exposure. And those fees can be anywhere from $50 to $150. So if the publisher is helping you with those things, we've done cooperative advertising together. If the ads that she's going to run are going to be over $300, then Daria and I chip in to help.
Okay.
So it's better than having no help at all. And they do the editing.
You really have that big advantage to having that relationship that you developed over all those years.
On Target Words is my company.
Okay.
I specialize in developmental editing, so I'm the guy that'll take a story apart and put it back together so that the characters pop and the story works.
Well, you do a lot of editing.
Yeah.
Wow. You really sound like a fantastic writer. Tell me about your success. Tell me about the awards you've won, distribution.
I started submitting for awards back in 1999 when I started to have a comfort level with my writing. I mean, I've been rejected a million times already by that time.
And I want to just interrupt to say how important that is to realize that, like any skill, there are very few people who come out and are fantastic writers. Right. Everyone has to develop that skill. Don't be ashamed if you get rejected, and learn from that and spend time learning the trade, learning grammar and word syntax and the poetry of writing.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I learned early on, that the first million words are probably going to be useless. So just write your way through them, and don't be too attached to them. And, I got a couple of shots to the chin along the way, but I actually did have a contract with St. Martin's at one time.
Now, a major publishing house.
A major publishing house for the first book in this series, Murder in Black and White, which had won 4 awards.
Wonderful.
As unpublished.
Yeah.
And they liked it, and they took it. But then somebody that came on board with a much stronger following had a similar series.
Oh.
And, it's okay. I got my advance check, and I got my rights back. So
okay.
It worked.
It worked all right. Got money for nothing.
Well, and it was a lesson that stuff can happen, and you just, you can give up, or you can get on.
Absolutely. You have to keep going on.
But the nice thing about it was that I learned that the book was ready.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's really good advice.
Growing up the way I did in the industry, New York saying, okay, we want this, was like, okay.
Hooray.
Okay, I made it. Even though they didn't put it out. That's what they say, right?
Yeah, that's a really great story.
Yeah.
And so you have your books out now. This is going to be your third in this series, and you have the other one out with the combination.
Right.
And those are the books you have out so far.
Well, if you went to my website or you checked out my Amazon Central page, you'd see a lot of
copies. And we will put a website
copies.
here. Tell us your website.
My website is nlquatrano.com. The nice thing about the Author Central page that Amazon runs for anybody and everybody that's got books out, regardless of whether it's Amazon or not.
So Amazon Central.
That's under Nancy Quatrano.
Okay.
You'll see all of the short story books as well, because I'm probably in about 9 or 10 different collections as well.
Oh, great. Get short stories on mystery? You specialize in mystery?
Many are mystery. My Christmas series, we have Snowbird Christmas, 1, 2, and 3. And they can be mystery, they can be romance. They were really more family-oriented. We wanted to be able to take those books, toss them on the coffee table at Christmas, and anybody could read them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
So they were fun because they were a collaboration between my northern friends and my new southern friends.
That's great.
When I relocated. So
tell us where people can get your books.
All right, my books can be found, if you Google N.L. Quatrano, you'll probably find them in a million places, but they are available through, of course, Amazon. They're available through barnesandnoble.com. They're available through Books A Million and several other outlets, and all the e-outlets.
Okay. Do you have any advice for starting authors? What would you advise to someone who's starting out?
Don't give up. Live your creativity. Not everybody's going to love it. It's going to take time to develop where you think you want to be. But don't let anybody ever talk you out of your dream.
Okay. That's wonderful. Very good advice. Well, it's been a wonderful interview. Thanks for coming on the show, Nancy.
Thanks for having me. Stay in touch with me, please.
I would, man. You're wonderful. You're just inspiration to me and to all those authors out there.